Not go Goro. This is a really risky decision that he's doing right now. But you know, obviously Semiij is going to go Ethereal. It's what got him this far. It's what's pretty much landed him a spot in the finals at this point, at the rate that he's been going. But Knicks is a solid player all around. Even outside of Goro, maybe it's just that bad of a matchup that he's not going to go Goro against Ethereal.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, going with Imposter, and we talked about it earlier, this is also who we see the likes of Dragon pick for this character. But Semiij, I mean, talk about matchup knowledge. I mean,
what?
Semiij has it all, and everything is happening right now. Is there's so much mobility going on the screen, and Knicks, if he can get the damage, he does not. If he'd gone for the mix, could have potentially put him in a killing position. And no reaction to the teleport from Semiij, and catching the backdash. Here we go, Emperor Knicks turned it. That's guaranteed chip out.
He's just gonna go for chip. I do not believe that ball roll. What is happening right now? It's almost like Semiij didn't realize that ball roll was an option for Knicks when he steals that move. That was 2 times in a row. He is 2 for 2 with wake-up ball rolls. Now Semiij getting some nice damage in the corner. The pressure so hard to deal with, not only as a Ethereal, but when you're dealing with Semiij. This man is an absolute monster. Knicks going for a little bit of damage, just trying to get some chip in there. Narrowly drops that combo, but the ball roll by Semiij gets whiffed. And now they're just sitting back into the neutral. This is a very aggressive matchup for Semiij. You see now using the meter only for his pressure.
And just a heads up, if Semiij wins this match, he will guarantee himself in finals. Oh, and the down 2 reaction. There's a reaction to the teleport we were looking for in round number 1. All tied up here in game 1.
Now Emperor Knicks doing surprisingly well as Imposter Shinnok, but he still needs to be careful with dealing with Semiij in neutral. We see now he gets the Hell Sparks, finally connects, and the trance goes for the quick 16% grab. Face to boot. Eat that size 12. Here we go, the Hellspark connects, forcing Semiij off of the meter. That's a moral victory for Knicks. And the mere idea that Ethereal helps rely on having that meter to establish more dominant pressure. And some juicy damage of his own already in the corner. Gets the ball roll out of that corner. Scouts out both bars. The grab will not kill, but chip damage will. He's trying to stay away, and it's a scramble.
Not like this.
No way.
Hashtag
no
this is such a guess. All different ways, and he guesses right even on the throw. But that's chip out territory, and Knicks eats the teleport. Whoa. That if you rethrow and they simply press a button, you lose.
There's a very nice
Crazy.
speed by not either burning that health spark. Semiij goes up for a quick run into the grab. We're seeing now Emperor Knicks has the trance, another tech grab. This man is just impenetrable. Beautiful backdash in the Hell Sparks again, gets some beautiful damage. And a double down 2. Oh no.
Semiij does have a bar here, so he can mix up with his EX Fade. Oh, but jumps in the Hell Spark, and Knicks coming off the bar, though.
That was very fortunate for Semiij to be able to not have to really spend any of the bar, but Knicks finally getting the round in there. He's playing extremely well. But at the same time, he's making these few key mistakes in the worst possible position, and that's what really makes him end up losing the round.
And here is that fade pressure that we see, and he builds so much meter, and that anti-air down 1, gigantic hitbox.
I say it day in and day out. There was one golden rule in this matchup against not only Ethereal, but against Semiij, and that is do not jump. If you break the golden rule, you're going to have a bad time. The reverse grab, put him in the corner, no doubt just going to go for, try to get some chip out there, secure himself the round, and put himself in a good spot for some nice corner pressure going into round number 3. So, you know, they're both sitting on relatively 1 bar, a little bit over. Emperor Knicks going to save that bar, no doubt, to try and either establish pressure or continue on his combo. But Semiij is going to do everything in his power to force that breaker out of Knicks.
I really like what Semiij has established on the shoulder from Knicks and even on that amulet where they're safe, but they're not plus. So when you do that, if you're Knicks, you do them on block, and you respect pressure against you, and Semiij is simply using that fear to get the guaranteed 12%.
Wow, and the down 4 Hell Sparks actually connects, and the guaranteed interactable for 20%.
And nothing but feels bad, man. It was just command grab after command grab after command grab. And very good rolling the gap. That is a meterless punish and gets Knicks off a bar. That is the perfect situation for Semiij, and already got him with a late fade, pressing a button, swinging a little too early as Knicks there, trying to check Semiij coming out of the fade.
You know what I'm really still not seeing, not only from Knicks, but from a lot of people with Ethereal, is to try and grab when Semiij delays that Ethereal phase out. You know, you could still, they're still vulnerable to grab.
Ooh, that was a little bit savage from Semiij, going for the chip out roll just to put Knicks back to the corner. Very smart stuff from Semiij.
Knicks going for a little bit of damage. Beautiful backdash, but no punish. No whiff punish there. Semiij getting a beautiful hit confirm, sparing the bar to get all this juicy damage. 32% into jumping needy. But Knicks spending all of his resources to try and put himself back in a life lead. And you saw that actually comboed. The amount of plus frames on hit is just amazing with Ethereal Mileena.
And here comes some Knicks.
One into the trance.
And 16%. This time Semiij not getting the throw back into the corner that we saw him read earlier.
And that is definitely going to chip out. Down 4 Hell Sparks does an insane amount of chip. Knicks sitting on no bar to work with here in round number 3, which is really what Semiij wants to see right now. No meter to convert that into a combo. And a savage down 2, just completely controlling the airspace.
Shoulder barely getting him before the side, becomes active. And the down 4 hitting nothing as he fades right through it. And now the corner presence from Semiij. This is where we see so many people fall apart. All of this you have to simply hold and pray and try to guess right and not meter burning that health spark. And Semiij recognizing it. And reacts again with another down to Semiij. Further, and every time you jump against Semiij, you actually throw the red flag, just like a ref. Penalty. Throw it right across the screen.
It's so good, and he's doing so well if he just stays away from the air and just focuses more on the ground game. You go get a standing one in the trance again. Tried to go for a little bit of the mix there, but Semiij still just this impenetrable force of defense.
Ooh, and easy damage there. Is that pretty much hit confirms itself, and he'll get, even if it doesn't work on hit, he's gonna get some sort of block pressure off of it and extra meter. It's a win-win.
And he's just trying to get some drops, another combo, but he might be able to close it out here. This should chip. No. Not like this. Knicks, please. And the reverse grab. That is the biggest heartbreaker ever. He should have went for the plus frames. Go for the EX amulet to guarantee more pressure on block from the corner. Unfortunate mishap by Knicks.
And fortunately there for Knicks that Semiij didn't go over that down 4.
If you're Knicks right now, you are not happy with how that round ended. Another teleport, getting by Semiij.
Ooh, it actually put the gap out there with down 1 in the Hell Sparks, but what's scary is that you finally think that it's your turn to counter poke this man, and instead you eat a combo. That is the mix-up with Shinnok with his pokes, is that if he does down 4, and if you recognize it, you know there's no gap, but if you see that down 1, you finally think it's your turn. Not today, and he fell for it twice that round, and Knicks getting back in the match.
Knicks, unfortunately, sitting on no meter, no punish by Semiij, but again, no follow-up off of the down 1. He needs to be a little bit more mindful of getting those conversions, because against a player like Semiij, who's doing these wacky conversions, you cannot leave any damage out to spare. Just trading some pokes here, trying to keep the plus frames on his side.
Ooh, and uses the plus frames of his own off the side to get another 12% and another throw. Semiij in killing distance and fades. Very good from Knicks not to press the button there though, and here we go. Comeback mode, engaged.
He has an absolute mountain to climb, but he's done it before, and the damage now going to do so much. Oh no, he drops the combo.
No conversion off the anti-air down one. So scary right now. And he teleported, and once he was airborne, Semiij said, I got the... And let's see what happens. Here we go.
Here you go, Tweedy, no doubt. Gonna keep his distance until he gets the life lead. And now that he's up close and personal, Deoxys, being Assassin, hopefully gonna put that parry into gameplay to establish that threat early on. Missing that back one, and that actually looked like a whip punish. Deoxys making the absolute most out of this opportunity. And that was shades of a tie with a beautiful little setup there. Goes for the EX fans, and you're seeing all of this damage. Down 3 in the fan. This is actually going to kill if he doesn't drop it. And a beautiful way to start this set by the Oxys.
And that was a nice instant fan just at the very last moment to build that little bit more meter.
They go down 3 again, going to establish as much dominance up close, because when Tweedy can get the possess game started with that amount of mix and at the pace that he can do it at, the Ox is going to do everything he can to keep that from happening. And 1-1-1 straight through those buttons. Tweedy needs to be a little bit more mindful of that frame data. He had it down 3 and went for a button afterwards. After his down 3 was blocked, Deoxys definitely not going to let him get away with murder this set. We'll flow into...
And we see, for one of the first times in history of Mortal Kombat X, that X-ray got blocked, and Tweedy's going to take that and try to take this round from Deoxys. Deoxys not out of it, but doesn't respect the second demon coming. Can we get some hype in that chat for a blocked Kitana X-ray?
Okay. Tweedy is an absolute god for that. There is no way you can punish that on reaction. This man read it a mile away and was confident enough to just hold blocks standing up. That was insane. But Deoxys still has the corner pressure and is going to do a lot of damage. Connected with the EX fan. Juicy, juicy, juicy 46%.
Yeah,
he's doing everything to keep Tweedy in this corner for as long as possible. Tweedy, no meter to work with here.
And Deoxys has so much meter now, and even if he gets some block pressure generated, that's going to do it. For getting them one, it doesn't matter if you are a god and block that X-ray. Deoxys still was able to outplay him.
You think about how dominant that match really was for you, especially in the up-close game. Joe just trying to get some pressure in there. With the parry, just take himself very far away, interactable, gets punished by Tweedy. A little bit of damage there. You're seeing now a lot of the damage that Deoxys dishes out. It happens to be Chip. Spends both bars of meter to get in some nice damage. And here we go back into the corner where Deoxys proved to be dominant last time. And here's the pressure by Tweedy. Finally being able, this is probably the first time they had a chance to see Tweedy get some pressure going.
Yeah, and you know, the blocks from Deoxys have been great. And you know, we talked about that golden rule earlier, is if someone's blocking too much, throw is a great way to open them up. And Tweedy opting, instead of throwing a 50-50, going for the throw there.
You go, taking his time to back up. He knows he doesn't have the life lead. Pretty much sitting on Chip, but the beautiful Rising Demon. That was a read and a half by Tweedy there. Decides not to spend the bar meter, confident enough in his read to get that hit. Go, all that damage, all of that chip damage, and the meter building.
A lot of mobility on the screen right now, and these two are not... There hasn't been a hit on the screen for a while, and just falling.
Whoa!
For nothing there was Tweedy pressing a button. I think he was guessing a stagger, but a big drop from Deoxys. Tweedy wants it. He wants it now.
There you go, nice little conversion. Knew he didn't have the stamina to get anything more. Goes for the quick back one into Human Fury. Deoxys trying to keep himself in the game. Would love to go up 2-0. And the sweet spot, the Dragon Special, securing that round by the skin of his teeth.
That is something that you have to know against Kitana, is that if she's going to change her aerial hitbox by doing that late float or not, and that is a down 2 killer.
Off of all of his meter right now. He needs to be careful yet again in the corner with no meter. Deoxys is taking his time.
In the read! Knowing that Tweedy was going to attempt a jump out, and he didn't even commit to the EX float. That was insane from Deoxys. And he's got so much meter here that he can ride, but he's going to give Tweedy the bar. And of course, Tweedy, once he gets it, coming off it, he says there's nothing you can do about it. I'm going to do it anyway. But Deoxys has so much bar.
How he's mixing in the gap in that string. I have not seen any other Kitana player use it quite like Deoxys, and it's paying off what seems to be 100% of the time. Deoxys has the meter to even chip out Tweedy here. Assassin runs to get out of the corner. No!
Oh no!
Tweedy's gonna blow in the water, but another EX Rising Blade cutting Tweedy in half, up 2-0.
On the wake up, to keep that corner pressure and to keep that health and meter lead, and he's been playing it perfect so far. And Tweedy needs this win and a win in top 8 to lock himself into Grand Finals, into the Season 2 finale.
I mean, you're taking a look at Deoxys. We've seen him multiple times in the past here in the top 16. This guy relatively well, but this is like a whole new caliber of Deoxys. He's sitting on a 2-0 lead right now over Tweedy, who was not only last week's champion, but is pretty much a staple in the top 8 here in the Kombat Cup. Not to say that Tweedy can't do a reverse 3-0. We've seen him do it plenty of times in the past. And he's definitely the player to be able to do it. And we're seeing now Tweedy starting to adjust to Deoxys by securing that dominating round without using much of his meter. Really the key issue here is his meter management, because if he's put in the corner, 95% of the time he's in the corner without meter. But has to spend the breaker there, going to do everything he can to kind of move forward and switch positions. Just as I say, getting a clean cross-up. Deoxys, knowing his dominant place in that corner, going to switch positions. Down 3 in the throat slice, and what is the mix? Just trying to bait out that armor. Very nice idea, but Tweedy trying to stay on his bar for as long as possible. Here we go. Forward 1, stagger into the grab. Trying to even out. It gets the clean jump in. Now, he has a chance just going for the unbreakable damage.
And he did that just in case Tweedy decided to break. That's
How
very smart stuff.
disrespectful does that get to get a back one like that? That was just a bitch slap if I've ever seen one. Here we go, Tweedy getting the armor. Just pushing Deoxys far away from that corner where he wants to be.
And utilizing throw to its max potential here in the final round. He's gotten throw late against Tweedy. And his defense has been lights out. He's blocked everything so far from Tweedy. In this potentially deciding game.
I love what Deoxys is doing. He's not even contesting the air because he knows he's doing well enough on the ground to not take that risk.
And what a down 2 from Tweedy, and that's going to hit everywhere. Tweedy's back in the match, guys.
Before that he wasn't contesting the air because he was content with that ground game. If he doesn't tighten up, he's going to want to start taking some risk here in an effort to close out the set before it gets any closer.
Ooh, and a lot of throws himself earlier from Tweedy, trying to disrupt the block patterns of Deoxys. And there we go, throw again. Deoxys has been blocking everything right, so what do? You throw that man. If he's going to respect the mix, give him something else to respect.
And finally a parry for Deoxys, but Tweedy not going to respect the threat at all, and all that damage just chipping away. Gets a walk-up grab, but he still has a lot of work to do. Down 3 through that demon push. Just trying to, at the very least, build up enough meter. Tweedy off of a bar and in the corner against Deoxys. Down 1 in the Rising Blades. Tweedy armoring right through that gap. Going to do everything in his power to end this match right now and put himself in a Game 5 situation.
So many throws since taking that game as Tweedy. I like the mix-up that he's thrown in. And instead of going for the full stagger, the full potential stagger pressure and the full pressure into the demon mix-ups, he's thrown in throws so many times already. And the down two, just to react to the whiffed DP attempt, and Deoxys came off the bar, and now Tweedy simply needs to armor his way into a game number 5. An overhead demon's coming eventually, but getting out of his Deoxys, blocks it down too, but no punish. And that is going to chip out, even if he would have blocked, and Tweedy is going to...
One more. But it's going to take a lot more than what he's been dishing out.
And
recently.
it's Assassin,
no, he does stick with Assassin
still.
Okay.
So he still likes that parry.
And you know what? And the few times that he's using that parry, it manages to work out. But maybe he just doesn't have confidence in the other situations. Go reverse grab. Looking like he's going to try and push him more towards the corner, taking his time. That looked to be a punish with the forward 2 string. Very smart about Deoxys.
And what a reaction! Wow, what a reaction while walking forward to that teleport from Tweedy. That was a young man reaction right there.
And actually getting clipped by the low Deoxys, taking that round away pretty easily.
And now has a match point. He has a match point for himself after losing 2 games straight. And not believe it,
just
Tweedy
misses the down 1 conversion.
If Tweedy would have committed, could have got some decent damage there in the corner.
The down 3 in a reverse grab, just going to do everything in his power to try to establish some sort of pressure, but Deoxys being a little bit slippery and getting the forward 2 to connect.
This is going to be
some nice damage. Oh, keeps it a little bit more simple. Still 30%.
And falling for the double overhead is Tweedy, but Deoxys didn't believe. If he would have believed, he would have got a nice combo again and back into the corner.
You see he's trying to scout out that EX overhead. Doesn't scout it out that time, though. Eats it right to the face. But very nice blocks at the same time. Still just ending the stagger early.
Oh, and
he's in a chip out situation, but he can still make something happen.
Oh, and here we go! He doesn't block it again, and Tweedy is going to get hit by that unblockable X-ray. That came out of nowhere. I didn't even expect it at that point. And wow, Deoxys is going to take it 3-2 over Tweedy.
And you know what? That was probably the smartest thing Deoxys could have done. It goes for a faction kill instead of keeping a traditional your star charger, because you could have that parry that I believe does not autocorrect from behind. So if Rewind gets a teleport, that's going to be a serious punish. Now, beautiful tech grab there. Rewind still got that first hit there.
And this is an interesting matchup because this usually looks good on paper for Displacer Raiden if the Katana is zone heavy, but Star Charger, one of the most aggressive Katanas in the scene, and it's going to play a little bit different of a story as that teleport's not going to catch a lot of fans.
Going for a little bit of corner pressure here. Going to take his time, does not block the jump-in punch, and this is going to do a nice chunk of damage, and ultimately pushing him all the way into the corner. Now here's the thing, the corner position isn't really as much of an issue if Rewind is in the corner, because that teleport is such a huge factor, and that was a whiff punish from downtown to back 3, eating up that parry. And unfortunately didn't wait long enough to get the full punish.
Whoa, and that scoop got her behind his hitbox. Even he didn't believe, that's why we didn't see a conversion.
Hollow pleased with that hitbox, and a down 1 shocker. Rewind taking the first round narrowly. Star Charger still putting in some nice work. Just needs to be a little bit more careful throwing out those strings. Rewind using the Displacer teleport to the best of his ability to be able to get as much whip punch damage as possible. A little bit of the zoning game, keeping his distance. Rewind has a life lead. Star Charger, though, no doubt, has a little bit of an easier time building meter from full screen. Just going to back off here. He's kind of trying to scout out these Displacer teleports. Oh, eats the forward 1-2, no doubt, had to break there. And now Rewind, putting it all out on the table. Going to opt to save his meter here. It's an interesting choice. He's still going to have... He's going to be a little bit of a life deficit now, but he has 2.5 bars of meters to work with. no doubt, for juicy damage as well as safe armor, which is arguably just as important.
And
the back two connects, but no follow-up.
We saw during Conquest, he back 2'd a lot, and that's gonna be some great damage, and that's gonna be so close to closing out. He has to watch out for the EX teleport, but the delayed wake up is actually gonna kill him. Star Charger did in fact commit to pressure. If it woke up EX teleport, we might be looking at a different story.
Sitting on round number 3, Star Charger, nice adjustment, a forward 1 anti-air, and a beautiful conversion trailing behind. Rising Blades didn't have the
oh my Lanta, we have seen everything.
Okay, that, I don't know whether that was auto-correct or he buffered like he was waiting for it. Either way, paying out in his favor. And that's a huge turn of events for Star Charger. And a massive jump back, almost scouting it out here, and this should actually end up killing. That's a neutral jump punch, and that is definitely going to be F. Star Charger taking game number 1 in a styling fashion. I see the tears.
I am giving Paolo shoutouts for making my air throw the reversed input of EX overhead. All right.
I've been on the receiving end of that. That is one of the most demoralizing things to deal with. But looking into it now, gets the 2-1 into EX blade sharpen. That extra damage is on the table for a good amount of time, but Rewind going for the amount of pressure and damage to kind of mitigate all that time.
Wow, and again!
And that was...
again, just a special move instantly. And the fact that it was an instant air fan reversed input, how does that even happen?
I'm starting to think we're not giving Star Charger the props he deserves. Maybe he's actually a god and baiting all this stuff out. I don't know anymore. I don't know what to say, because that instant air reversal input, please. Please. There you go. Just narrowly missing the down 1 conversion to get some decent damage, but the jump kick air to air, forcing Star Charger to break.
Yeah, if we see it for a third time against that teleport, I think we have to say that it's actually Star Charger at this point. If he gets 3 in one match, right?
It has to be. Absolutely. So I got to take back what I said. This man is a god among men.
These are not option selects. These are simply reactions.
Star Charger just all over the place. And a beautiful conversion. That looked extremely tough to do. Back 3-4 connecting, forcing Charger off of his meter yet again.
Whoa, and the
parry comes into play. Now Rewind has Breaker in case he gets opened up. Star Charger, unfortunately not in the same position, eats the grab in a chip out situation, baits the armor.
Oh, and a savage down 2 from Rewind. Star Charger.
We'll see if Star Charger can make something happen and answer back. It goes with a run-up reversal grab to start us off. Very smart. He knew that Star Charger doesn't mind just letting the parry just kind of hang there.
Oh, and a great hit confirm on... Fantastic hit confirm on the jump kick into the Superman to get the corner carry. That was a fantastic little mini conversion from Rewind. Oh, and
using the interactable and the plus frames.
That is such a demoralizer when you eat a cross-up dive kick interactable and then you are incredibly plus. Back in the corner, in the back one, interrupting the string from Star Charger, but Star Charger's going to get some great damage here.
Wow, look at all that damage.
And it's not even over 32%. And he has to watch out. Rewind not waking up.
Oh no, tried to go for an anti-air and had to end up breaking there. The air fan catching him. Star Charger stealing that round directly out of Rewind's hands.
And got him off all the meter. Things going great. And what an anti-air forward one to start us off here in round number 2 from Rewind. Staggering this mix. Very well, not overcommitting, keeping himself sort of safe. You know, if Star Charger's expecting the whole string or things like that, those small mixes can become safe if your opponent is expecting full combos. Here we go. Great punish from Rewind. If he would have gone into Shocker there, maybe could have applied a teleport and then pressure back into the corner. But he's going to hold on to the meter here just in case he takes this round. And never mind, a reversal EX Shocker. Never mind everything I just said. That was pretty savage.
the guts on Rewind to just let that happen. Does that even have armor on it anymore?
No. That was savage right there.
You know what? All these youngins with their confidence in the reactions.
Confidence in your reads is everything, guys.
Oh, and Rewind dunking on Star Charger with that neutral jump punch.
Yeah. Us old farts are sitting over here. How can I commit to this mix and be safe? No, you have to believe and do the unsafe stuff. That's how you get ahead in life.
These youngins have all the confidence in the world, and it just seems to be paying off, letting that back two rip. First hit completely whiffed, second one managing to continue on. And then again with a back two, Star Charger forcing the break. Keeping it as safe as possible. EX Vicinity Blast, no whiff punish.
And a down three shocker. That was, wow. That would have given...
This set is still very much in anybody's hands.
And the forward one, hitting everywhere. Rewind coming off the bar, getting the anti-air. Only is 26%, but with that throw, all of a sudden, comes a 38% combo.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, you're looking at a little bit of impatience on Star Charger. That EX Assassin run is very uncharacteristic of Star Charger. But that's the pressure that he is known for. And gets a clean jump in. Rewind missing that anti-air yet again. Definitely regretting that decision. Switching positions, going for a meaty jumping punch. And the back twos all day long. And gets dunked on again with that neutral dunk punch. This might actually kill, and it does. Rewind on set point, looking to put himself in the top 8.
That was insane back and forth between these two. Rewind getting the health lead, Star Charger taking it right back, and Rewind clutching it out at the end. And now Star Charger getting a little bit of momentum, starts off early in round number 2, gets him in the corner right where he wants him, doesn't have to respect anything on wake up, and just staggers him once again. Now he has to watch out for a bar here, but I like, he's keeping the pressure going. I like this, disrespecting that armor a little bit.
You saw there, he's been doing relatively well in the corner, but Rewind actually, most of his damage comes from mid-screen. Very nice use of the EX Vicinity Blast there. Keep itself in the now, has as much plus frames as he could possibly ask for right now. 1-1-2 to keep those plus frames going, but gets clipped yet again after no doubt trying to get another anti-air with that forward one. He really seems to be falling apart with establishing that air dominance, and he might want to consider backing off entirely with that.
Yeah, we saw even in round number 1, he, trying to get that teleport game going, Star Charger's landed a few clean jump-ins on that teleport in.
Here you go, 4-1-2. You see the amount of chip damage that he's doing, and more so the meter that he's building with all of these block strings and into the teleports.
Puts himself in the corner. Star Charger could have easily canceled that and gotten some great damage. Instead, uses it for some plus frames, but still has a breaker. Wow! Okay, that is now like 3 for 3 on reads on that teleport, and he even read what he did after that teleport. What is going on here?
Yeah, Star Charger confirmed God. God Charger over here with all the reverse input reads of a lifetime. Oh no. And the beautiful whiff punish, forcing Star Charger to break. In the corner with no meter. One mix is going to do it. Oh no, and that's the punish. Going to keep it nice and simple. And Rewind is your next qualifier for the top 8 in a lightning fashion.
Finale.
Fight.
And so here we go.
Last season,
SonicFox grabbing that first hit with the down 4.
Yeah, last season he went into the finale as the number 2 seed, still able to take the whole thing though. But going in at potential number 5 seed even, you know, that's going to give you tough matches early.
Tough matches. Getting that normal flip kick to connect. SonicFox, as always, showing that he has no mercy and is not going to pull any punches. Goes for everything he can. That down 4 is really proving to do some serious damage here.
Round 2. Fight.
So throws the interactable. EX teleports out of that corner, but SonicFox doing everything he can. But a beautiful block by Fox. Unfortunate drop on that punish. Still got some juicy damage in there though. There we go. There it is by B-Kith. All this damage.
And the execution of getting 3 4-1-2 back twos, that is not easy, ladies and gentlemen. Do not try that at home. Especially, I guarantee you, I'm willing to put money, first attempt, it ain't happening.
No, B-Kith seems that his execution very on point, and that's only a small factor of what you're going to need against SonicFox. SonicFox goes for the regular flip kick. B-Kith immediately blocks, punishes accordingly, forcing Fox not only off the meter, but into a situation where if he can manage that, the rest of that doesn't matter because Fox.
His guys still have the opportunity to surpass him, where he'd even have the potential lower seeding. Doesn't get the conversion though from B-Kith, and SonicFox was all over that drop. That is a rare whip punish right there. That was so fast and such a quick recognition from SonicFox to see him drop that. Wow.
You go, the SonicFox dropping another combo. Oh, and that could have been a huge punish, putting SonicFox in the corner. Gets B air to air. SonicFox going for the EX nut punch. What's the mix? And 4-3-3 this time, getting that low to just sneak in there and secure the round. And the big boot right to the face.
That's a very hard normal to deal with, as that thing will even crush lows if you try to outspace it or beat it early with a down 4 or anything like that. It will go over and you're going to eat some plus frames or a hard knockdown. And great conversion from B-Kith, and here we go.
Has been so on point.
And another big one there, and that's going to close it out. Anti-air down one into Shocker, but look how much bars SonicFox has here in round number 3.
Final round.
That is dangerous, but that was almost a flawless by B-Kith. I mean, that's got to say something. That tells him that he's really not far behind as far as how this matchup is going right now. SonicFox gonna hold on to the bar in hopes to at least open him up here in the corner, and he does with the no mix-up, and another drop by Fox. Big boot for the plus frames, jump kick, but no anti-air. Oh, doesn't watch his head there. This is going to do a lot of damage, no doubt.
Oh, and it went for a little quick rise setup with SonicFox there. That was tricky.
That was interesting. So needless to say, he's pretty much, he's climbing uphill with the wheelchair.
And already off his bar. SonicFox, great stamina-less conversion. Now he's got some plus frames in the corner, but B-Kith disrespecting it. That was savage. Drops his combo, but wow, what a disrespect with that 6-frame forward 1. And great whip punish here. Didn't believe all the way though.
Unfortunately, got the wrong conversion on that whip punish. It just gets the last hit out string to connect.
Wow, look at the hitbox there! And almost...
No.
Not like
this.
Oh, and it is
like
going to be like this. If SonicFox does not drop that, and oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen, that was a heartbreaker right there.
And the tragedy in full effect as B-Kith couldn't secure the round. SonicFox, the mixing gods were with him. Gets the plus frames there. Interactable plus frames to reverse the positioning. And gets opened up by that string again. This time not opting to break and to save his meter.
Yeah, that would have been... I would have broken that nice and early. Give nothing, and what a reaction from SonicFox to get the punish. And breaks right before the down 2 can add a lot of damage to that. And that's going to be simple chip out, and that is it. SonicFox, what a turnaround in that final game. Stealing round number 1 from B-Kith, and then putting the nail in the coffin, putting the bubble gum in the womb, and that is it.
Cassie wins.
You know what? It's pretty much at this.
Whose DLC does not get locked out on the first try around here on stream. And what an early trip guard from Dab to get us started here. And comes off the bar and goes for the good damage. 39% and a full screen to deal with.
I mean, that's exactly what we're talking about. The amount of spacing and the anti-airs that this guy had, his fundamentals are so on point. And you give him a character like Sektor, who pretty much has an all-purpose tool, or is an all-purpose character. It's going to be very hard for Revetleafing to deal with this. We see now a huge difference compared to when he plays Jax in this matchup. And now, Taking his time, even baiting out the armored fairy dust there.
Yeah, this is where Dab didn't look incredibly comfortable with Sektor, but he may have been in the hyperbolic time chamber since, because he's looking good early.
I mean, he has now avoided all three. He is now 3 for 3 with avoiding the EX fairy dust. Oh my god, that would have been so ridiculous if he converted. Revetleafing is doing a really good job, though, of being slippery. And that's really what he wants to do. The back through string, into the shroud, gets the easy grab. But here comes Dab. Doesn't spend the bar, and
oh, wow, Savage down through the stagger. But it's okay.
You felt the anger in that down, too.
Oh, beating out the EX Shroud with 1-1. Great momentum here early. Great momentum here. Already from Dab, he can easily hit from this into teleport. He's going to use that rocket into a hard knockdown and 50-50. Great stuff early from Dab, but never count out Revet with Tanya.
Oh no, oh my god, the back jump kick into teleport. Beautiful conversion. That was insane. You take a look at his disposal. We haven't seen an EX flamethrower once from him, just because his ground game is so on point. He's going to do everything he can to reserve his meter for when he really needs it.
Oh, and trading on the air there, that would have been huge for Dab, as he would have got a great teleport combo off that and eating the charged overhead into a full combo.
Oh, and it actually blocks the air tornado kick.
And eating the charged overhead again, and that's going to do it for Revet. That is a quick round off 2 charged overheads. And a lot of people looked for that cancel. Revet just letting her rip. This is an episode of Beyblade all of a sudden.
All those plus frames. Didn't have the stamina to cancel, but no punish by Revet. Jumping back, taking his time. Dab wants nothing to do with it. Beautiful down one convert anti-air by Revet, but no conversion to follow up on. Oh, look at that chunk of damage from the fairy dust. EX Fireball taking, let's see, like 25% of his life. Fairy dust connecting again. Revet looking to try and quickly close out this game. Dab is not going to let that go happen easily. Oh, and baits out the only bar of meter that Revet had.
Oh, the down
and another
two.
Down 2 out of these 2 players. I mean, Revetleafing has been one of the staples in the Kombat Cup, along with his brother as well. But Revet really has a impressive resume at his hand right now. He's taken out a lot of great players, gone toe-to-toe with some of the best. I mean, it's strong enough to say that really he shouldn't be rattled going up against anyone at this point. But Dab, on the other hand, has had a decent showing here in the Kombat Cup, but he's had a few bad beats. But you look at him now, who's been doing very well, finally uses that EX flamethrower, and that's what we're talking about.
And you know, that's something that you see a lot in other games, but not a lot in Mortal Kombat X, and that is throwing out these normals into a buffered special. So no matter what, if that anti-airs, full combo. If it whiffs, the teleport doesn't come out. That's something you rarely get to see in NRS games.
And he's been doing really well with Triborg standing 3 in the teleport, but he's eating a lot of these down 2s up close. Oh, just misses the standing 3 anti-air. No doubt that was unfortunate mistiming. The forward 2 by Tanya, catching that backdash, putting the purple shroud into play, and thus getting some nice chip damage out of it. And you see Revet just being as slippery as ever, building some insane amount of meter in the meantime.
I love that teleport when he fakes a cross-up and does the teleport and baits out an anti-air attempt. I love the little things that Revet does with the movement of Tanya. This man moves better than anyone you will ever see play the game with Tanya, let me tell you.
Puts that purple shroud into play, and the interactable not only evading the pyro ball, but also getting rid of that dust as well.
Did you see that it looked like it actually exploded and still just didn't count? It just negated it.
He must have timed the invincibility frames on the interactable absolutely perfectly. Revet catching the backdash again, and this time putting that dust to use, doing some nice damage. But here comes some nice damage of his own. Dab spinning the bar, getting the hard knockdown for 36%. And just gets the grab. Revet now up 2-1 on Dab, sitting on set point.
The composure as well from Revetleafing. I mean, Dab has thrown the kitchen sink at him, and he has just held himself together mentally
Jack's
fantastically.
life
And here we go.
That tag to use.
He's on the screen, and wow, we're punishing that dash punch with a bitch slap of her own. Yeah, I can't remember which normal it is, but I believe one normal from Tanya is actually named bitch slap.
Oh, 100%. I actually think it's a standing one. I'm 90% sure it's a standing one. But this is exactly why Dab didn't go Jackson in the first place.
And early,
he has a lot of trouble dealing with the zoning.
Yep, and the mobility from Pyromancer. And you see the conditioning from Revet with that charged overhead early, was able to open up Dab with the low there, and the momentum fully in Revet's court now.
But he's pushing Revet into that corner. If he could manage to change positions, but that overhead cartwheel securing the round for Revet. Not only is Revet sitting on set point, he has a couple of bars to work with, and he has all the space in the world to work with. There you go, trying to get a little bit of a follow-up there. 4-3 into EX overhead. Dab pushing him from mid-screen directly into the corner. And that was a beautiful EX command grab. Uses the armor, even switches positions, but Revet quickly getting out of there, knowing Jax is an absolute animal in the corner. Dab taking his time, knows that he has the life lead, can afford to eat some of this chip, but not forever. You see it already, kind of watching his life lead just tick away.
And
now he has
one
to go
projectile,
in.
and Revetleafing that one projectile that made it through.
Fight.
But when he gets in, boy, does he love those hugs. He's going to take his time, no doubt going to keep himself at a mid-range to where he can whiff punish and Young Monster, but Young Monster went shotgun.
Yeah, he's not going to opt to try to zone out Jason. He wants to play the up-close game, and stanky legging. Cyclone trying to get out of the corner. And he's going to do some great damage here and go for the mix. 36% into the mix. And oh, Cyclone's going to have a huge damage boost here. Good block from Jacqui with a backdash. Oh, and barely getting over it.
The scramble, that could have been everything that Cyclone needed, but way too many drops. And Young Monster not only securing the round, but ended up switching positions, but the teleport, putting himself right back where he started.
Yeah, we know the damage that Jason is capable of that low on health. I mean, I've seen 4 hits, 55%, and that's with no bar. This man can do a world of damage. A great low profile from Young Monster. That is one weakness of Jason's incredibly approaching back one, is that if you have a low profiling poke, it is fantastic to stop him from approaching you. And good block on the overhead low. Getting the red screen up again, and has him cornered.
It's a jump kick, and then just getting the down one to keep Cyclone away from him.
Oh, and put up the armor. He wants to close this out now, and getting out of that command grab. And out of the down twos, and this is going to put Cyclone in a terrible situation where he is going to have to potentially die here. Wow.
I cannot believe what just happened. I cannot believe. Why would...
Matrix, he was dodging, ladies and gentlemen, and he finds himself up 1-0 on Cyclone.
Now, Cyclone was still in the game for the most part. I had a few unfortunate drops in that first round, and then the rest was really just pretty much history. You see here, he's working his way in while still trying to keep somewhat of a distance to stay away from Jacqui's normals, but that mid-screen shotgun blast is a serious problem, and he needs to be careful. And then Cyclone just not letting... He's just letting go of block at that point. They didn't realize the corner is not where he wants to be. Takes the round deficit, excuse me. Starting out the second round here with the back one command grab to switch positions, no doubt. And here comes that clinic. Armoring out, refuses, does not want anything to do with all those knees that Jason was dishing out. And this red screen seems to do kind of okay, but at the same time, Young Monster has been doing really well with dealing with it.
Yeah, he has gotten out a lot of low pokes, stopping the approaches, even in the red screen. That's what's scary. He was able to find his down one, especially in game number 1. And wow, the mix, quick mix from Young Monster. and utilizing the hit stun, getting the throw. He is using shotgun to its max potential right now. Get in. Either it's going to be a jump, a back one, or a missed walk. Something's going to happen to try to get to that damage.
Here we go. You see all the staggers now. Oh, doesn't get the follow-up on the back 3 up 1. Nice backdash, but a standing 1 anti-air by Young Monster into the restand. Here's that mix. And it is still not your turn, sir. Finally down 1's right through it.
And great counter poke with stand 1. And caught Cyclone, I think, pressing another button off that down 3, it looked like.
Oh, EX teleport to try and switch positions. He has all this damage boost to work with. Gets the whiff punish on the down 4. And a back 3.
I don't know.
No Monster not blocking correctly.
I don't know if that grab was supposed to whiff, but it looks extra swaggy seeing that it built an extra bar and he was still able to close it out.
You know what, at this point, Cyclone's going to take what he can get. Finally gets surrounded there and is looking much better here in game number 3.
That red screen of death was a little too close and not enough hit stun. Back in the corner goes Young Monster. And a tick throw off a down 4. That's so swaggy how he does the 360 spin on the ground into it. And Young Monster able to reverse the position quick. And has to watch out for the mix. Not falling for the stanky leg cancel. Cyclone looking really good here. Anti-air stand 1. Doesn't get the full conversion. May have missed the back 1 input.
Young Monster not out of this just yet. Cyclone has a breaker to work with here. No doubt will use it if forced to do so. And puts himself out of the breaker. That is so horrifying to see. Going for that EX choke. That was a beautiful scout by Young Monster. Cyclone so close to closing out that match. Definitely going to kick himself, but needs to stay composed here. He's not out of it just yet, but there's that shotgun blast we were talking about before. Young Monster, brilliant with being patient enough to keep that distance.
Oh, and going for the tricky cancel off the instant low ground pound, and Cyclone not falling for it. That was such a good down 1 to stop that cancel into the overhead from happening.
Wow, backdashing the down 1 choke. Very smart by Young Monster. Going to keep him standing here. And the mix, nice blocks by Cyclone. And EX choke just for good measure.
And again, interrupting the back 2 attempt from Young Monster. This is great play from Cyclone, but Young Monster does have 3 bars. Can Cyclone clutch it out and stay alive? As this match is for top 8, ladies and gentlemen, and gets over the low, but doesn't believe in the jump in, but it's okay because he gets the command grab.
Oh no.
Big damage on deck.
This is not going to kill, is it? No. Okay, not going to kill just yet. Puts him in.
And the stanky leg does enough damage. He tried to wake up close. Probably the Warlock Quan in our time of Mortal Kombat X.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, just narrowly misses the hit confirm there. He's just going to take his time here. He knows, as Quan, his defensive options are very limited. Down 3 in the scoop immediately at the start of the set. Very interesting choice.
And I think he got a whiffed missed special there, because you almost never see a Quan go for stand 2 of all things, where he tries to swat the air with one of the highest highs in the game.
And just trying to get a little bit of damage. Down 1 in the scoop again. The forward 1 poked between the eyes. Destroyer taking round 1.
Ooh, and trying to come in with that back ninja kick, that Jean-Claude roundhouse.
But down 1's right through that flex. And he's still going for these down pokes in the low scoop. There we go, flex comes into play. Destroyer trying to make his move. Here we go, the mix finally working. Forward 4 connecting, and here comes some nice damage. Try to build a little bit of meter. I guess going to kind of stay away from him. Maybe that's why he went with Warlock at this point.
Yeah, that was a fantastic read on the close rune coming in, and that sky drop.
No.
Missing for days and eating the unsafe overhead. And now he's going to knock down to deal with, and armor. Even if he hits Destroyer, he's not going to die. And just like that, iLuusions should have known. That EX armor, he was not going to take damage. And wow.
And that, if that's not a statement, I don't know what is. Spending more than 1 bar, extremely smart. You know, Illusions immediately going off Warlock Quan. Definitely not liking the choice there if your Illusions.
Ooh.
So now moving his way into Nimble Reptile, who we've seen him use more times than not. And definitely going to try and negate the use of that flex more so with those acid spits. And to be able to occupy space like this is definitely a pro of being Reptile against Tremor.
Oh, and look at the conversion, double acid ball and acid spit mid combo, and it wasn't even over yet. And going with that jump kick, which is a Tatsu. It has a great hitbox and converts with a slide. Great start from here from Illusions.
Wow, just raw elbow dash. Here we go. He looks like he's going for more of a defensive style. Even with Basilisk.
Oh, that acid bubble is going to come in still, keeping that claw even safer. That was a sick setup from Illusions.
You look at the amount of meter that he built there. Here we go, Basilisk. He's going to back off. No reason to put himself closer to that corner.
Destroyer.
Just drops the corner.
He's looking like a deer in headlights against these acid bubbles.
If you look at the sheer mobility by Illusions, that was...
As he can shut down almost anything with those incredibly fast lasers. But if Reptile can get things going, wow, dashes through the laser there. And already has the Basilisk set up. And that unblockable forward 4 slide. Gonna get great damage here. And Luke capitalizing 37%. Gets him to sneaky low, and the claw hits everywhere. Go back into the corner. This is MK9's Reptile that we're seeing all over this screen with dashes.
And it's actually just such a treat to be able to watch something like that. You saw just how fast-paced you have to be, and that's not easy to do. Keep in mind, Nimble Reptile is rather execution-heavy, and I don't think a lot of people understand that.
Oh, some swag from Destroyer.
Damage.
That was swag if I've ever seen it. Destroyer is going to come off that bar and get some huge damage, but a drop. A great recognition from Illusions to close that out.
Just about to say it. That was a beautiful use of his meter on the EX slide, narrowly closing out that round. But Destroyer is on to something here. He realizes that even from up close, HQT can compete with Nimble Reptile's pressure. Wow, even had enough time with the Smart Disc to jump both ways and still hit him for that.
And that's twice Destroyer's dropped huge corner combos. And if he gets hit here, oh man, that would have been some Basilisk set up and force a breaker, and that would have been bad for Destroyer. Just like that, going into the final round, he's going to have no meter.
He had to break.
Oh, and Illusions wants this now. And
no way.
And the forward 4 closes it out. He just kept throwing the forward 4. Yeah, he was definitely fallen, and he could not get up. He needed some help there. And Illusions.
Go EX slide. Taking his time, you know, he really doesn't, he's been doing so well with the up-close game, Illusions doesn't really need to take any risks. He takes the risk up close with the mix when he has that momentum going, but as far as getting in, he's not in a rush. Just tries to hit buttons. That is not your turn, sir.
Ooh, and getting the whip punishes Destroyer, easily confirming into potential killing damage, and that is going to close it out.
The Destroyer almost looks mad after the past couple of mishaps, playing so much better this game. Oh, EX Basilisk tries to go for the gimmick. Very nice presence of mind from Destroyer to know that that is not guaranteed. Here we go, goes with all these strings. Whoa, but Lou gets away with it that time. Very nice by Destroyer, knowing that Illusions cannot block with that Basilisk being active. Wow, uses both bars to try and get a conversion, trading both bars. Illusions breaking.
Oh, and not getting the conversion.
No conversion.
Yeah, Illusions.
Speaking of conversions, a nice little conversion of his own.
Oh, and the down
Lou
4.
doing everything in his power.
Barely
needs to get out.
Clipping Destroyer, getting him another down 4 again from Illusions. He's gonna watch out. Exactly. He loves to stack. He loves to set that up. You always want to press the button after that claw on block. And Illusions now twice. EX slide afterwards to close out 2 rounds now with that exact same setup. Destroyer did not make the adjustment to bait that out.
Wow, and you talk about defense. iLuusions' defense has been very on point.
And the setup we saw again, it had to confirm into EX Basilisk. Oh man, iLuusions now has no meter right now.
God, and just the blocks. And you see, he's just building that meter, waiting for the right time to use it.
And got
Here's
the hard knockdown.
Jump kick there.
And if he doesn't break, and threw right when he got that stamina back. So smart from iLuusions, and all he needs is one now. And even now, he doesn't have to respect the armor because of how fast Reptile strings hit, especially the forward 4. And the down 4 is going to close it out. iLuusions, 3-1, semi-comfortably, taking it.
And that was so smart by iLuusions. You take a look at what he was doing before. Just literally just...
Repeat. It's fantastic to watch. And here we go, guys. Noble Dragon to Sooneo to close us out, and Dragon not going for the mirror. Thank God we're not going to have a Kitana mirror to close us out. KP somewhere in the world is absolutely triggered right now that I just said that.
You know what? It's it's for the greater good. No one wants to see
good.
Kitana on the screen, and everyone can tell him that I said that. Here we go, Sooneo opening up Dragon with that back 3. This is going to do a lot of damage. God, and a juicy 37%, 4-1 bar. Jumping punch into grab. Keeping it nice and simple. I like it. I respect it. Dragon trying to get something started. Seems like he's having trouble, almost like warming up. Sooneo going for the shadow kick just to close out that round. And not only did Sooneo take that round, he might not have a bar to work with yet, but he has the positioning on his side. Very nice positioning by Dragon, using that teleport to his advantage.
Oh, and Dragon, I don't know what he went for there, but he got the stamina alert.
Oh, and no way that was meant to be his input. Unfortunate input error by Sooneo led to all of this damage that Dragon is dishing out. Very nice conversion into the trance again. Gets a nice 16% grab, and this round is looking much more into Dragon's favor. Just trying to, he's going to keep it simple. He has no reason to take that risk. We go going into round number 3. Here's the thing with Dragon. Dragon in this matchup knows that he wants to get in on Sooneo before he builds all that bar.
And just like that,
it's a nice conversion.
Blocking 2 glaives and shouldering his way in before he got another. And now he gets to apply some mix of his own, and that's a quick 15%. Chip added on top of it, and getting himself into the corner. Sooneo with the interactable, but puts himself in the corner. It's just an empty jump. Doesn't get any conversion off the entire end of the glaive.
There's so many whiffs here. It's almost like a little bit of a scramble. Dragon looking to try and close out this first match, but drops the end of a combo.
Oh, a great conversion down 1, and Sooneo wasn't even ready for it for the break. But it's okay, he's had some plus frames there, and goes right over that Hell Spark from Dragon. He's gonna get a nice knockdown here. Is he gonna have to watch out for the shoulder? And goes
the down 3 to stop the plus frames.
Oh my gosh!
No way!
And that's gonna do it, Sooneo, with an amazing comeback. That was clutch factors right there. And here we go, game number 2. Sooneo up 1-0, trying to take Dragon out of top 8 potentially if he were to take this.
Every time someone gets hit by down 1 Hell Spark, Scott kills a kid.
And you know what? That's such a great, you know, if you're not looking for it, you know, in the realm of armored launchers a patch ago, that was almost a no-no from Shinnok because, you know, guys that had a lot of matchup knowledge against Shinnok would blow that up with armor and a full launcher if they saw that down 1 happen. But here, those gaps in this build of MKX are almost nothing. And so when a Shinnok does a down 1, you're almost looking to counter poke, and you eat that Hell Spark into a full combo. And wow, just like that, Dragon turning the heat up, turning things around, and he has a little bit of momentum.
We see Suneo's not going to be phased. He knows that he can keep the distance from Dragon. And you see that he's not really going for a lot of the unsafe gimmicks that Mournful has because he knows Dragon plays the character. You can't trick a master of the character.
And Dragon not falling for the same trick twice in that double overhead attempt.
And you see, you look at the space that Suneo's trying to keep. Beautiful charge by Dragon just to get in there, knowing that Suneo's been getting a little bit too slippery for his taste. Beautiful 16% grab. Keep himself in the distance. and trying to keep Suneo's back towards the corner, but at the same time, Sooneo switching it up in his favor and getting that back to connect. Sooneo taking the round, taking us to a round 3, possibly going up 2-0 on Dragon. Now, obviously, Dragon is another one of the players in that group whose the set score just does not matter. Okay, so even if Sooneo wins this round, he is not ready to just give up. He still needs to be playing out of his mind. Here we go, playing out of his mind. Dragon puts Sooneo in the corner, getting some damage of his own, trying to open him up. Go get some damage of his own. Sooneo forced a break here. Misses the down one anti-air. Dragon going for the back grab. Is this going to kill? And it does. Dragon tying it up 1-1. Nice and early.
Was able to play much smarter and not falling for the same tricks twice that Sooneo was trying to throw at him. And already not having to deal with plus frames off the Exclave and opening him up with the shoulder. There's going to be some mix. Goes with a 60% throw. That turns to 36% out of nowhere, even though he doesn't get any damage really off the combo into the trance. And everything working for Dragon right now, everything he's pressing is hitting Sooneo right now. No down 2 attempts, which is good because he floated really late.
Oh, Sooneo read the backdash but didn't punish it just in time. Very nice break by Dragon.
And tried to disrespect the meterless Hellspark there. And Dragon waiting until frame number 8,492 to actually meter burn it. And that is going to close out 16% on the damage buff. And Dragon looking comfortably right now.
Round 2.
This is interesting, man, because Sooneo is still doing relatively well, but it almost seems like he's starting to crumble with the up-close game. He might want to try and just keep his distance, but that was a beautiful down 3 anti-air on the cross-up. See now, gonna keep his distance here, go for the little bits of damage. This is what Mournful really does best. Not to mention, you take a look at when the glaives actually connect. When they don't, you're building a good amount of meter and you're dishing out some serious chip. Oh, Dragon going for a little bit of a delay in his timing there, throwing Sooneo off of his timing.
Sooneo is going to put it all in guessing right here, and he may have waited too late to break, but he's come back from this before. And that is not going to get him out of that third Hellspark Dragon.
As far as a meter, it's extremely scary. So he was kind of hoping to put himself in a position to possibly have that X-ray work out in his favor. Just didn't work out as well as in his head. But here we go. Sooneo getting some damage of his own. A nice way to start game number 4. Keeping his distance, at the very least, going to try and build some meter before working his way in. Hellsparks again, this time meter burning it, but Sooneo no reason to challenge the Hellsparks. He has the life lead. Unfortunately gets met air to air. Dragon proving victorious. Opens him up with the back 3 into the fan lift. Definitely wanted to break there. And now he's back to square one. And a beautiful whiff punish on the shadow grab. Remember the shadow kick. Remember that is a high and punishable on whiff by Shinnok.
And a great jump over, and he actually ran under the whiff string. And if he would have got that full conversion into the corner, Dragon might have been pretty good at this game.
Hey, I guess he was pretty decent at some point, I guess. I don't know, might have won a tournament here and there.
Yeah, here and there. He's been around. He's got a couple good results. He's won a couple
I heard about
dollars.
Some Fox guy. It's like, I guess he's in that category. I mean, they're both young, right? I guess they're the same person. Even now, you take a look at what Dragon's been able to do. Sooneo staying composed, but Dragon on the verge of winning the set and going into top 8 to face Fox. Sooneo on his last legs wants to make something happen in the EX lane as a last-ditch effort. And here comes the zoning. He's gonna keep his distance.
No resources out of these men. Sooneo finally has the Exclave. He's gonna use it. Come in, and he gets him with the low, but not a lot of damage adding up. But 2 quick mixes, and that's gonna do it. Taking the round, getting a little bit of life here. Sooneo trying to tie things up at 2-2. He's 1 round away. Dragon has 1 bar. If he can get him with the Hellspark early and get him in some mix early, he can try and close this out. But here we go.
Respecting the EX Hellsparks there. Sooneo not ready to give it up. Can still take this to a Game 5 situation, but the last Hellspark clipping his heel. And here we go, Dragon in the driver's seat, opens him up with the back three again. Vortex proving to be efficient. Welcome to Blender City.
Oh, and stay away from me, footsies with Hell Sparks, and here we go. This is almost chip out territory, but it's a 50-50 other way around. And he was probably guessing throw. He was probably guessing throw even then, and that is going to do it. Dragon is going to move on to top 8, where he is going to be facing against SonicFox.
Win.